Okay, so what would you like to talk about? The difficult childhood. So anyway, sorry.
Yeah.
Um, this is Rachel, and I have Terry on the phone. She's an
Hello.
INFJ. Hello, say hello.
Hi.
So she's gonna be doing most of the talking. I'll say a little bit or ask a question. But I really want everybody to hear her opinion because every INFJ I've spoken to had a difficult childhood. Now, nobody in this video is trying to talk bad about any family, so or anybody else. So that's not what we're doing. So anyway, Terry, what do you think about INFJs having a difficult childhood?
I think it's very common that you'll find an INFJ that has a difficult childhood. And I think that the reasons behind it is most likely because we were so different growing up and we were so misunderstood. And I can bet money that every single INFJ has been told at least once in their life that they are very hard to read. And I think, as kids, kids, like, we're not as accepting as when you become an adult.
Right.
Kids, we're so programmed by what's labeled normal and what's labeled abnormal just by society
Right.
that when you see an INFJ that's, very introverted, very to themselves, just very innocent, pure souls, they kind of look at you as weird or just different. So, you get very, very ostracized by your peers. And, you also are a huge target for bullying.
Right.
I can bet money that a lot of INFJs were really bullied when they were kids. And that's just, just being in the school system. But, is when it comes to families, that's a different story.
Right.
Now, some INFJs were the scapegoat child in their family, and that's if you grew up in a narcissistic household. Now, not every INFJ, I will say, is the scapegoat child because I don't believe every single one of you have narcissistic parents, but I do feel like there's a great number of INFJs that had to have been that scapegoat child because if you're ostracized in school because you're different, you're going to be ostracized at home because you're different.
Right. So when you were growing up, did you notice that other families were different than you or that you were isolated or just different in general? Like you'd see other things happening and like maybe somebody went to prom or somebody was doing something else and you noticed that was lacking in your life?
I definitely would see, a difference in, like, family dynamics because I would see how, how parents would treat their kids or even how siblings would interact with each other. And I would see sometimes how, there was just a close-knit bond. There was just a great level of respect for everybody. Every child was treated equally. Like the parents didn't necessarily like play favorites and, siblings kind of didn't bully each other. Like they really stuck up for you. And, but, just in contrast to my childhood, I was kind of that kid that, my parents did play favorites. And, like you said earlier, we're not trying to bash our family, but we're just speaking facts of what happened. If you're speaking from your experience, it's not a bash.
Right.
And also, when it comes to my siblings, I'm the youngest of four. So, being the baby of the family, of course you're going to think like, oh, it's birthright. You're just the youngest. Everyone's going to pick on you. But, some things you can classify as just normal sibling banter. Other times you can think, no, that's actually borderline abuse.
Right.
And
Right.
I don't think that sibling abuse is talked about as much as it should because we kind of normalize
Right.
such treatment.
Right.
So, and I
That's
didn't
just my
notice.
sister. That's just my brother. That's what people
Right.
say.
Yeah, and I honestly didn't even notice that there was a major difference in by the way that I was treated until I went to another family and saw their dynamic and witnessed how they treated each other. And I'm like, I would love to have my siblings treat me this way. I would love if my parents were this way towards me. You know, so it kind of makes you feel a little, it kind of disappoints you a little bit because it's like you're witnessing something that you wish you had,
Right.
you know.
So, what about okay, so this is hard to explain. So, extroverts seem to have a lot more friends. So, where introverts don't. So, do you think that as a child, like it was difficult to deal with because not a lot of people wanted to include you, maybe, or something like that? Like you were separate just because you were introverted.
Yeah, I think the reason for that was because when you look at kids that are introverted, they're quiet, they're more to themselves. And remember back to when I said about we're very misread, people would look at you as, she's mean, or she just doesn't want to hang with everybody. She just wants to be by herself, and they looked at it as it was a bad thing.
Right.
Like, what's wrong with a child that wants to be independent?
Right.
What's wrong with this little kid that just would rather just be in the comfort of their own room,
Right.
Playing with their toys, watching movies, or reading a book, or coloring, versus being in the family room when everyone else is all older than you, and they're having all these adult conversations that you really can't really chime in on because
Right.
you're just so young. There is a 10 and 9-year difference between me and my oldest sibling.
Wow.
So when I'm like 5 or 6, they're 15 and 16, 14 years
Oh,
old.
wow.
So it's a major difference,
Right.
And but when it comes to, back to what you were saying about the friendships, yes, because I was so to myself, kids didn't really talk to me when I was in school.
Right.
Sometimes I would go up to other kids and I would talk to them and make friends,
Right.
but I wasn't that child where kids would come up to me and say, hey, do you want to play with me? Come play with us,
Right.
It's like if I was off by myself, I was also ignored.
Right. That's true.
So, yeah, so it was tough, growing up because, like, you just feel so isolated from everyone.
You would rather be making a sandcastle than playing volleyball on the beach, is what you're saying, right?
Right.
Instead of being with all those people. And the people playing volleyball will ignore the person doing sandcastle. Or not notice them until, everybody's leaving anyway. So no one's even going to look. So.
Right.
So.
And also you think about, like INFJs, some of us are very, very innocent,
Right.
in a sense. And it's like, I don't know what it is about people, but it's like they have this type of radar where they can tell when a child is innocent, and that's what they tend to, really, really pick at you.
Right.
So, I was also that kid that got, like, pushed around a lot, and walked all over and shit like a doormat. Like, it would be times where I'm, like in middle school when I'm in gym class and we're playing volleyball, and they're like, it's too many people, so Terry, you have to leave.
Right.
And it's, well, why should I have to leave when I'm in the block, when you got all of these people in the back, those people in the back need to move, I'm not about to move.
Right.
And they're saying, no, please, get out, you have to go, you have to go. And it's like they're forcing me, and when I was refusing, then all of a sudden it's like, well, she's doing the most. And it's, how am I doing the most when I'm doing the most just because you can't control me anymore?
Right.
That's kind of how tough, kids work.
Right.
Kids are cool. They're very
Right.
cool.
So, what about um, close friendships in your family? Like, for example, is it harder dealing with like a barbecue or something because you're not being as social? You know, is it harder to include yourself, or do you find an easy way to balance out being introverted in a social gathering?
Yeah, family gatherings are very tough because, INFJs, we don't like huge crowds. And, I have a very large family. Okay, a
Right,
very large family. So
right,
we have a lot of, get-togethers for holidays, or even just in the summer. Well, somebody will just throw a party or somebody just throw a barbecue, and it's a lot of us there. So it can get a little overwhelming at times when you're surrounded by so much people absorbing all of these energies. And then sometimes I may kind of, just sit to myself or sit off to the side because I'm just trying to keep my composure. And then
right,
people will think like, well, how come she isn't talking to us? And, they'll be wondering as to why I'm off alone.
right.
But they still won't come and talk to me, right? But it's like, sometimes it is kind of tough because people just don't understand why I tend to stay by myself. And it's not because I don't like the family or I don't love my family, because of course I do. But it's just tough being in all those crowds.
Well, you like
And
talking to your family. You like talking to your family. It's just an issue of, they're not coming to you, right? It's just an issue
yeah,
of not meeting in the middle, but you still want to talk to them just because you're,
yeah,
not so social, but they're just
you
not
know,
coming up to you.
uh, I'm more so the person where, I could be in a group with maybe two other people, and I could be the main one talking because it's only three of us in a circle.
Right,
And we're just talking about a lot of stuff. And when you get to see me and you get to have a conversation with me, I am very long-winded. I'm very talkative. You can't get me to shut up. But when I'm around a bigger group and it's like 8 or 9 people, and then I'm kind of like, in the background because it's too many people. And it's just like we all flourish in our own ways. Introverts can flourish in a smaller circle. Extroverts tend to flourish in a larger circle. But when you throw an introvert into an extrovert circle, you can't expect them to flourish the same way they would if they were in a smaller setting.
right.
So it's like your environment plays a vital role in how how you express yourself. You know. So I think if people can understand that in a certain way, and they think like, no, don't get mad at her, or think she's mean, or think she's stuck up. She's shy. She's an introvert. She can't be around a lot of people all the time. Lessen the circle, and then you'll get to see the real her. And I think that, extroverts, because they love to be out of the crowd and they just are so social, that they think that everyone else is social like them.
Right. What do you think about people, especially as a child, people judging you by being yourself?
Elaborate on the question.
Like you're just trying to do what you like, or you could be laughing by yourself or something, and somebody else could get angry because you're acting like that. You're being yourself. Like they might, see it as a negative thing, or they might not want you to be in a good mood or something like that.
I still try to understand why people tend to have an issue with a person just being themselves. But I think maybe it could be a sense of, a little bit of envy. Because when
Right.
they see a person that wants to be by themselves and they're comfortable just being who they are and, the actions that they choose, when they see people that are unapologetically them, then it's like for example, a parent. Because I kind of deal with this kind of stuff with, one of my parents, where, I may want to just sit in the, like, I'm the type of person where I like natural sunlight. I don't like, especially when it's bright outside in the day,
Right.
I don't necessarily like to turn the lights on. I'll just open the blinds. And yeah, my dad may think that I'm sitting in the dark, but I'm
Right.
actually just getting some natural sunlight. And he'll say, like, well, why are you sitting in the dark?
Right.
Why are you doing that? That's abnormal. That's kind of weird. And I'm like, well, how did you define normal?
Right.
Why is it that because I want to sit in the dark that that's abnormal to you? When I'm just saying we have natural light, what's wrong with me wanting to do this? Just because it's not something that you yourself would do does not mean that what I'm doing is wrong. And I think that's the problem that people have is they are so stuck in their ways, in their way of living, that when they see someone else doing something different, that they automatically think that it's wrong.
Right.
And that's why I think that they can be so judgmental, to the INFJs because we are so different. We march the drum of our own beat. And I think that's where the judgment comes from because they're just really trying to, because they're projecting
Right.
in a way.
Right.
They themselves are not. They themselves are not like unapologetically them. So that's why they kind of get bothered or they feel threatened in a sense when they see someone else that can be.
Right.
But, the way that you can deal with that is just ignore them. Let those comments roll off your back. If they want to call you weird, if they want to say this, let those comments roll off your back. Because it's like, there's that famous quote where they say, oh, you laugh at me because I'm different when I laugh at you because you're all the same.
Right. Right. I've heard that. Yeah. What was that? What was that Morgan Freeman one you heard or something? That had to do with it. Or something. Or Malcolm X.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
No, it was Morgan Freeman. You're right. But the quote was, all you can control in life is how you respond to life. And I'll say that again. All you can control in life is how you respond to life. And this was a quote that was from a movie that I just recently saw, and I hate how I forgot the name of the movie. But it's actually in theaters. So if you guys want to Google it and say, new movie in 2019 that Morgan Freeman is in, it's about a guy that was falsely convicted of rape, and he went to jail, and Morgan Freeman was basically the, like one of those teachers that you have when you're in prison.
Right.
And Morgan Freeman gave this guy a book, and in the book, on like the front cover, there was the quote. And they said that quote multiple times in the movie, and it made so much sense, because you can't control what other people say to you or what they do to you. All you can control is how you respond to it. And once you understand, once you master that, that's when you find your happiness. That's when you find your peace. Because you can't allow another person to have so much power over you that they are controlling your emotions and controlling how you feel. You can't let someone else's words get to you so much that it's putting you in a rut and you're feeling inadequate, you're feeling down about yourself, and you're depressed for the rest of the day. You can't allow people to have that much control over you. You have to detach from that. And the way that you can detach from it is understand that people have their own perception. They have their own way that they see the world.
Right.
And if they see the world in a certain way, then sometimes they will see you in a certain way. And it's like they're painting their own picture of you when that picture of you is not even accurate.
Right.
So it's like, why are you arguing with ignorance? Why are you trying to argue with them? And why are you trying to explain yourself to them and think, this is not who I am. This is not who you're trying to define who I am, because only I can define me. And if a person is so adamant and they're so stuck on keeping you in this bubble and they want to sit there and look at you in a certain light, let them believe what they want. Because at the end of the day, the only opinion that matters is yours.
Right.
If you can wake up every single day and go to sleep at night and look yourself in the mirror and you say, I like me. I love me. I am proud of who I am. I'm proud of everything that I did today. No one else's opinion will ever matter. You know, so it's be unapologetically you.
Right.
Because when you are being unapologetically yourself, you vibrate so high, you're going to start attracting your tribe.
Right.
You're going to start attracting and bringing those people to you that are also unapologetically themselves. When you start to accept yourself 100% fully, you're going to start attracting people that will accept you 100% fully.
Right.
And they won't try to deter you from being who you are. Anybody that is in your life, whether it is friends, whether it is a boyfriend, a girlfriend, husband, wife, family, if it's siblings, if it's parents, anybody that is in your life that that is trying to keep you from being who you are, and they have a problem with you being who you are, they don't deserve to be in your life. They don't belong there. And I don't care who it is, because no one deserves to be treated that way. No one deserves to have that type of abuse. No one deserves to endure that. And especially with INFJs, we know that we have the biggest hearts in the world. I don't care what anybody says. INFJs has the biggest heart. That's why we are so rare to find. That's why when they see us and they're like, you're just so different, and how are you single? How have people treated you this way? How are you in the positive ridicule?
Right.
You have such a good heart. You're such a good person.
Right.
It's like, well, because we have a heart that's so big and we love so hard, it scares people.
Yeah,
and it
they
makes
can't handle it.
They can't handle it at all. That's not your fault. It's their fault.
Right. I
So
know,
keep
if I
being
see
you.
gold, I want it, and INFJ is like gold, and people are like, oh, that's too much. I didn't ask for that. Oh, that's too good.
You know, what happens with this is like, you know how they say people will never truly appreciate you until you are gone?
Right.
You don't know how good you have it until you lose it?
Right.
Well, yeah, I guarantee that. Because when I was in university and in college, and I was involved with this organization, this sorority, I basically had a huge heart. I was constantly giving, constantly being such a good sister, and none of that was reciprocated. I was going above and beyond for women that could have cared less.
Right.
So finally, when I realized that I was doing way too much for these women, I just slipped away.
Right.
Slipped away peacefully. I just left them alone. I stopped talking to them. I blocked them off all of my socials. I deleted all of their numbers, and I never spoke to them again. I haven't spoken to these women since last November.
Right.
Okay, it's been almost a year since I've spoken to them, and they have not seen me. They have not even heard from me. And I guarantee you that when I left, that they felt that loss, because I was always the one where it was like anytime they needed something, they would hit me up.
Right.
You know, when we would have, when it was the end of the semester, and we would have like a graduation ceremony just with our chapter. You know, I was the one that would always put those together, and I would get a cake and pay for it with my own money.
Oh,
and
wow.
I guarantee you, when I left, and they had that next thing that had December for the fall graduate.
Right.
I bet you at that moment is when they realized, like,
They didn't have no cake. That's what they realized. They didn't have cake. Don't get
Say that
mad.
again?
I said they didn't have your cake.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, like that's, and I guarantee you, they probably felt that, and they probably felt like, you know, shoot, we really messed up. But at that point, it was too. But at that point, it's like it's too late.
Right.
You may have realized it now, but it's too late because she's already lost our respect for you. And you know, INFJs with the door slam. I door slammed all those people, and you all know when we door slam a person, we are done, and we are never coming back. And at that point, it was too late.
Right. So, real quick, so do you think as adults having poor boundaries comes from not being able to have your own moods and not being able to have your own opinion as a child.
Yeah, because a lot of times they would tell you to, stay in a child's place. Or, anytime you ever tried to voice your opinion on something or express yourself, you were shut down. You were ignored. So that's why, like, you weren't taught to have healthy boundaries, you know? And sometimes, as kids growing up in a narcissistic household, your family was very entitled to you. Like, they would kind of just bust in your room. They would kind of just take things from you without even asking.
Right.
And it's like, kids learn that kind of stuff. So if your parent is not respecting you or your things or your belongings, then why should you respect anyone else's? That's why a lot of adults, if you grew up in that narcissistic household, it's tough for you to set boundaries with people because you weren't taught how to do that at a young age.
Right.
It's like your boundaries were always crossed, themselves. So it's pretty much learned behavior because your boundaries were always overstepped. That's why you tend to overstep your boundaries with other people. And then people kind of look like, well, why would she do something like that? Why would she do that? She really doesn't even know any better. She wasn't taught right from wrong when it comes to setting boundaries.
Right.
She wasn't taught that this is good, this is bad,
Right.
because, what will happen is a parent will say, no, you can't do that, that's wrong. But then they turn around and do it themselves.
Right.
So it's like, oh, but Mom, Dad, I thought this was wrong. So, which one is it? You told me this was wrong, and then all of a sudden you turn around and do it? So it's like, I blame the parents sometimes with that. Like, everything that a child is taught is from their parents. Their parents are the first teachers. So if the parents aren't doing their job right and teaching their kids proper boundaries, how are you going to expect them to have proper boundaries as an adult if you didn't teach that to them?
Right. How do you feel about being in public and seeing or hearing another child get bullied or, picked on, especially from family? I mean, how does that make you feel? I mean, going through it yourself.
It's very heartbreaking and, disappointing to see. And, sometimes I wish I can, intervene and step in to help those kids. But other times I'm like, let me stay in my place.
Right.
Because if this is a parent doing this to, like, a child or something, it's like, I'm not a parent yet, but I can definitely feel that parents don't like another person trying to come in and tell them how to parent their child. That's why it's like, let me not overstep my boundaries. This is their child, this is their family. But, if there aren't, like, a parent around and it's just kids, then that would be a proper time to, like, intervene. Or if it's, like, coworkers or something, or classmates, and I see bullying occur,
Right.
then that's when I can step in and say, hey, this is not right. What you're doing to this person is wrong. And sometimes the way that a bully can stop is even if it's just one person that's there to call them out on their mess,
Right.
And I think that, like, bullies, they tend to continue their behavior because no one has stopped them. No one has called them out on it. But once you shine the light on that bully and say, you're a bully, stop this, then all of a sudden they look bad. And then they'll stop. So I think we don't realize, like, how greatly sticking up for those victims, how much that can impact the situation. Because if you're just sitting there witnessing this, watching it happen, and you don't say anything to intervene, you don't help that defenseless child, you're just a bystander. And a bystander is just as worse as the bully.
Right.
So it's like, stand up for them. Because I tend to stand up for people because I know that I would have wanted someone to do that for me. And although I can't change the past, I can't go back in time, and try to change situations around and have someone defend me. But it's like, I can help heal myself by helping another child.
Right.
I can help stop this cycle of abuse.
So, real quick, and I'm not trying to disagree with you at all, Terry. I'm just telling everybody, I don't have a filter to stop myself when I see somebody hitting a kid, treating a kid like crap, dragging them by the ear, pinching little 3-year-old's cheek so damn hard. I snap in public. And one of the things, I'm just going to say what I say to them, is one, if I hear it or see it, it is my business. You know, I mean, that's how things go viral. You know what I'm saying? People take it in public. But I'm not saying that to them. I just say, it is my business. Because everybody tells me, shut up. It's not my business. I heard it. I mean, I do this all the time. And then, I also say, there was a woman, it was really fucked up because I was in a neighborhood where, like, there's not really that many white people. And I went clothing shopping. I went to get a pair of work shoes, and there was this white woman that had a lot of mixed kids, like she was a foster parent or something, maybe a grandparent, and there was like a 3-year-old, and she turned around and grabbed this little 3-year-old, and she was mean to the kids, saying they embarrassed her, they can't stay still, they don't know what they're doing, they're stupid. By the time they got in the line, she grabbed his cheeks and drug him where he was like barely could like keep up with her, and I snapped. I said, you know what? Your boss doesn't grab you by the cheeks like that when you piss him off. And I'm like, and you wouldn't even let your boss do that. And I was like, you should let me pinch your cheeks. And all she said was, she said, okay. But she was, and it really pissed me off because, you know what? How the fuck you doing that? You're white. You're not even in an area where, you know, you should be doing that all. You know, that kind of stuff gets people killed or beat up. You do not do that. And I told her that. You know, I don't care what race. I'm just saying she's stupid for doing that. Especially with the culture issues. You know, with the slavery and stuff, you do not grab any child's face. And in this situation, she shouldn't have been doing it. You know what I'm saying, Terry? That didn't make you mad, did it?
I mean, it did, you know, make me a little upset. But I think what you did was good. You know, and sometimes, like, you can't control yourself in that situation. You know, and if you felt that at that very moment that you needed to snap on her like that, then I guarantee you that your first reaction was probably the correct one. Because sometimes parents will do stuff like that, and like, they'll be abusive, and no one intervenes.
Well, no one even tells them it's abuse. Most of the time, they turn around and say it's not abuse. Yeah, it is. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And sometimes it takes for another adult and even another parent to step in and say, hey, what you're doing is wrong. And sometimes I feel like in certain cases, it's condoned when you match a person's energy. Because that's like their instant karma. And it's like you really don't even realize how much damage you're doing to a person until it's done to you.
Right.
And when things are very, very severe, and the person just took it just way too far, then that's when it's like, okay, yeah, match their energy. Show them exactly how they feel. But if a person just slightly oversteps that boundary and just slightly gets in this mild, don't match it. Kill them with love, with the kindness.
Right.
You know, then that's, you know, like if you see kids, like if you see like a parent like playing favorites with their child or something like that, then you can say like, hey, look, man, that's wrong what you're doing. That is so wrong.
Right.
You don't deserve to be a parent if you're doing this.
Right.
You know, call them like that. But when you see them physically abusing them, then that's when it's like, ladies, what is your problem? I'm going to call the police on you if you keep doing it. You know?
Well, I'm not saying anybody's way is wrong. I'm just telling everybody I got a problem keeping my mouth shut when I see it. You know, most time I say some, I let some stuff go. But I'm saying when people are that fucked up, how could you do that to a little child? You know, try doing that to me, because it's not gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? But many times I thought I was gonna get beat up in the parking lot, but I still took the risk. A lot of people cannot take the risk, or they don't want to, or you know, it's the parents' business. I'm just saying, I got an issue. It's so bad that I snap. You know.
I don't want you to think that you're wrong for what you do, you know, because you may have been just what that child needed
Right.
to fix that situation, to help them.
Right.
And the reason as to why you snap so much is because you are very empathetic. You're putting yourself in that child's shoes, and you feel all of that anger. You're feeling what this child is feeling.
Right.
That's why you snap. But when it comes to parents that abuse their kids like that, you got to realize that they were probably abused as a child.
Right.
They're basically just repeating behaviors that was done to them. And I feel like people that are abusive and that are bullies, the reason as to why they become the villain in the situation is because they're taking all of their anger out on the person that hurt them in the past on this new victim. So with that child right there, it's like, let's say like this woman, she was abused by her father or by her mother.
Right.
So let's say she's taking out her anger that she has towards her mother on this child. So that is how cycles repeat itself, because she didn't properly heal. So it's, why are you taking out your anger on this innocent victim who has done nothing to you? Why are you doing that when you should be channeling that anger towards the person that hurt you, not this person that's done nothing to you? And when you can kind of see it in that perspective, then you can kind of understand why she did what she did.
Right.
So it's like, have a little bit of compassion for her, understand her in a sense. It's like, I understand why you did this. I understand it.
Right.
But let me tell you, this is wrong. This is not the way you want to go about that.
Right.
You need to talk to a professional. You need to go heal whatever you're dealing with. I don't care how long it's been. I don't care if it's 25, 30 years since this has happened to you. Go to counseling. Heal yourself. Stop it. It's not too late for you to stop it.
Right.
Because it's only going to get worse.
So, what is your advice to people who had a difficult childhood and living with it as an adult?
My advice to them is that they have to do the inner work. They have to heal themselves. Because if you don't heal what was done to you, you're going to pass that on to your children. Or even if you're just babysitting somebody, like, you can pass it on to them. Any child that you interact with, you're going to pass it on to them if you don't properly heal. So I say, go to counseling, go talk to somebody. You know, and a lot of times, like, we can get stuck in our thoughts where old scenarios will play in our head, and we think about all the pain that we endured. Talk to somebody about that.
Right.
You know, like, talk to a counselor, talk to a therapist. They're going to help you understand, like, and let you know that your feelings are valid, and they're going to help you to heal from that, so that way you never have to repeat those cycles. You know, journal needs to. You know, try to, you know, even create things where, kind of like a bit of writing, you know, create lists, create articles that you want to share out with the world, so that you can help people, you know, that are dealing with the same thing. You know? And, so I was saying, sometimes what could help you, your child, normal, is by working with other kids.
Right.
You know, that instead of you treat it the way you treat it, why don't you treat it the way you have to treat it? Make kids you want it to be nice, be come free or so much even you so it's harder not bad thing. You're doing all year. You're
Right.
taking the moment to now know that you're having to stop cycle of abuse. So that is like help you your trauma. The kids give you goodies. And now when you're kids something you have stuff happen and those are still kind of gonna deal with the because she's bad. Like make you think about it. Like I got a lot. So it could be a little go work with that memory of how that's but like you do in the present and be it to that how that will you're like you need to have a time work. You know
Well, it's not happening. Yeah. It's not happening. The truth, that is the truth. People are dying for still do not mean that way. And you have to put that view that damn little. You know? I'm talking I people up in their thirds that are still putting up from after the scene. I'm not getting something.
and I guess it's just well you know you're not wanting to walk away from you know you know it's family around you did whatever you in a you know like they all be together like I'm at home you know I you find or not the time to house you know go for a live reading you know there's a lot of your side relationship with the can up as a friend you what time you're that well you made that is until you're on your own. Or you you can look at people they're evil you guys need for help. So you can see what you have the sense and you go good to the house and doing so you know it'll be very sick of you. What you do is just you know you know follow them watching it if you do whatever you need make sure
Right.
think you had some have self when they're in it you right until many being they like you know me energy and like no I'm not you no so they are long now next to them they do that can't, I don't right now. And you, it's sad, but I have better. But once still blocked the side road, I felt like a weight was my shoulder because some don't know how you feel. Stress. You even people like are not small. They feel like you live in a contact person and you wait feel like something to be there.
Right.
Person was down.
So, is that you would like?
Um, sure.
About what? Oh, about it? Well, it's easier for parents to get pro and child introvert because times are in situation. Even soccer games. If you're introverted, like some kid, another, they have any needs, they want to be home. And a woman like hit at her and said, "There's only you're just ended and tired." I was like, he really wants because he really not because you know at the end it's easy.
You think that so
They want their grade, they're looking this way. They gotta answer. They can interact. People have social. Even the don't they go different way around people. And
so
it's,
off first is right.
well, parents, their identity. They get their word is their identity. Because it's not their identity. So if others see it, my is the other thing because you know dependent you could offer and the coffee yourself. What you know your parents think you should be going for a friend. So about could to bring up when I went home when I was a kid in the summer and lived both times I did over my was never in my because I was too much. I don't know about when growing up like that your room or that.
That next thing we did was I think that actually like that, you wait for like there were this issue.
Yeah.
You know, words.
Horrible. But embarrassed because I was in the room for like 10 minutes. I had to go in the living room. Everybody in like I want to teach. Oh, I never have my opinion. Whenever I mood or can, I know you're different, but my mother used to tap at him. So when I still have to nice my opinion, I really couldn't really unless I said, you know, my opinion with the what most said, oh,
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
kind of, yeah,
And, sorry.
like, who is that? You are, and I chose. So, as a night hearing, what if I get other guys that you know, you get parents when I get a child, a highly educated child. But I now you want to child.
Well, um, you're oh, son, I'm not, I know I'm not quite, he's and his kid, it's me, he's only 8 of away, and he had, I'm trying to make sure you have these kid before away the make sure you have part of the thing, and they are not giving it to you, because he has boundaries, you know, he'll do everything, he should some cast. I mean, that's how it is. So it's for the children bound how they make their own team, make their thing, keeping what they need before for other people. And then I teach my own how he's a boy. I have to child. He is still in the world. How they supposed to nowadays? I could teach it great things. It's right, but teach how this works with escape from and so and still for the today and so do I give him and is he to low and when he's with us like for example when we discipline kids with them but for example say hey you're going out no this is what I'm saying we sit there and we let angry let them scream upset and when they're doing it then we hey you want to hug we're even though we're not as in your president as a child teaching them someone's gonna sound just somebody somehow because it's that room hey you can try whatever that child learns how through having these things and then okay get up on yeah so it's like they still need still there they still listen to not telling you it's a time kids that was cool sometimes but I have to there and then they're up with you too it's easy I have myself this is a TM to have emotional security my growing up I'm up with them because they think they're gonna leave me growing up and thinking well I should just cry or I should be all day and understand this going from being emotional to down
yeah
those are important it's important for them creative because they go introverts goes they build what they want they don't know but he's not too pain or color drawing science children reading about our race or how nature they want to change so it might be like learn everything about the planet and I want these are little jokes that will say, I want to know how this born, you know. So, you know, my was on who you're at because it's really just idea of how they're earning. They don't that in school, and that's the thing. When my like he came home and argued with that Pluto a real planet. I mean, this argument last week, and try not to argue because I'm never going really. I was the things like even though they might not understand what's happening, it's still like, hey, they're a planet, so okay, you should like that, like teach them how to be open to different ideas and not just what learn in school. Because you know what, they're rewriting history when they all plant Pluto, and they say Pluto not a planet. It's just rewrote history.
Yeah, like I was a kid, and so I think it was like a fifth grade, like all of the way to fourth grade. And oh, they're 9 minutes.
Right.
Like, holy snap!
Right.
Right.
No one should know that test 2 answers. But no, I'm saying it's good to do that. And another thing is try to encourage children to be social. So it can be as small as in a tree, be as small as walking them through the mall. All you need to do. Because they see how people interact with each other. They see people usually get along. They get used to the energy of a lot of people. Now, when a child is saying, go home, I'm tired, yeah, go home. But it gets them seeing it.
Like, one thing, you back parenting back then, I want to kind of continue it. Like, like, that's the first thing, depending on child action, how you adjust an environment of life.
Right.
So, like, I love kids, fun having so many kids behind, like, I don't have a lot of kids. I know what my kids are going to be. So, like, example, say I have X-rated surgery. So I say, well, with my son, he people in person, so
Right.
let me get her in a hand, and some kids are not know her age.
Right.
Let's say I have, and like an introvert, then I'll be okay. What are the play dates? What are my, like another boy around age, that can take over the house and put them together, and they can do whatever, like, the same with my daughter. I could just give her a little day, and she go play with me, with like, her, she can play with.
Right.
And like, you can learn to make friends and have fun and learn social skills. And I'm not going to pull her into an environment that she's not going to learn it. I'm going to start her small, that was good for her social skills, that way she can flourish in other,
Right.
and one thing that I have is, sometimes putting extra trying to both together and on the same thing, something like they be changed. That extra mile may be popular, everyone wants to be them, and the first child is the one who's picked on size and everything like that. Now this got an introvert that feels like an outsider. They're not happy. It's all about adjusting the environment.
Right. Right.
That's another thing. And then the other thing that came from what you were saying, from the child and stuff, like putting it in the room and having to say and stuff. So sometimes parents do that, and then they'll put the home, and then they'll go there for the rain. At that point, they're like, they're to cry because they want attention. And across the house out the shed.
Right.
It's not big stuff.
They don't know speaking in the first understand.
Or like they're not like a baby and they just look like a kid and
Right.
they want constant one.
Yeah.
So don't sit up and you make sure the feelings are valid, you know? And like I don't remember when I was a kid how I basically I got like this dog. You know, I was playing and it bit me. I had baseball in my hand, chasing me, and I was running. And that dog got me to bite. You know, my dog, like, I was afraid for a little while after I was still gone.
Right.
Now, I love
right.
But yeah, it happened. It hooked me home like that. And, you know, I had to fly around in my leg. It hurt. It threw me in the head. And it left me. And I'm sitting crying and thinking, oh, they come to this room and come help me out. This is what I did. But I can one of my sisters from the other like, get up. I about cried. That's like I was like I felt like no there to me. That's why like I was there to him when I got it's like I wasn't like I had people that came to the rescue for me. So and I never want to feel saying it's like if I had to put my child now yes always because go ahead and talk to them and that you know like I'm with my kids I'm fixing to do something anyway then I'm what and then I'm still like, I'm not gonna just you are because
You're talking about this. You're just smack butt. I just want to make it clear is that you're not out. But others talk. You're in their feeling animals. Something.
Like I'm not, you know, down
Right.
with the thing. I'm not like you hate it. You well, but I'm out and stuff. Take it from you. Kind of out. Sunday. Oh, mommy put you were at it.
Right.
I'm telling you the best interest. Not just that mom. Mommy. Mommy. If you know, like I grew up in a country where I was like they didn't like it. You know, look at that.
Right.
To me, I would love because it's third. I just find a kid, their parents. I'm a whole, you know, I gave it. I like it.
Right.
I want to that, you know.
Right. I'm sorry, everybody. Go sign.
Okay.
But I appreciate talking to me. I appreciate sharing with everybody. Because we need to be able to relate to and hear put it in words. Really important.
Yes, he does again.
Oh yeah. Or my Twitter. What it? I hope you have a good read.
So,
Bye.
bye.